since I started going to the University of Arizona, I became gradually more acquainted with the wonders of the human foot, and of the human leg, and of the human ability to propel themselves mobily around at a decent rate. This procedure, that I'm sure many of you are familiar with, is called walking. Now today in this extremely exciting video, we are going to be talking about walking, something that I think has a lot of untapped comedy potential, and I'm not being sarcastic there, because, we do it every day, and we all have complaints. So I think for me, my walking and transportation journey began when I was a small child, a baby even. For you see, just like many of you, I too could not walk when I was first born. It took time and patience and agonizing frustration as I had to witness all those around me propel themselves while I sat motionless and unable to do anything. As a child, motion was my favorite thing. It was something that whenever I was crying, it would stop whenever I was in motion. It always put a smile on my face to either be in a stroller, be in someone's arms who was walking around, or even just be in the car. Even today, being in the car is the most effective sedative for me. It doesn't matter if I have the flu, if I'm dying, if I'm on 100 million cups of caffeine. If you stick me in a car for an hour drive, I assure you I will be asleep. It doesn't matter. But this sleeping because of motion thing that my parents kind of trained within me, and I think I had a natural affinity for as well, would be pretty cool if it weren't for the problems associated. See, it doesn't matter the type of transport. I just kinda knock out if it's gonna be for a long time. So this even extends to methods of transport that a lot of people, would like to savor and enjoy. Like, boats in Venice. That sort of thing that you always see in movies and panoramics, and they zoom in and everyone's having a great time. Well, when I was there on my boat, I was there and awake for about 15 minutes before I gave in to the lull of the waves and the motion and the breeze and just knocked out completely. Now you could say that was also because I had a long day, but come on, it was Venice and I still couldn't keep my eyes open. That's pretty ridiculous. After my childhood, where walking was still an unattainable thing for me, and I reached my walking stage, the stage where children learn how to walk. And getting to this stage required a ton of determination and pure spite, because getting myself to go from just sitting everywhere to crawling took my parents putting in front of me a toy that crawled forward, and I was so frustrated that I couldn't catch up to this little animatronic toy that I decided it was my time to crawl. So I got up, I went, and I was like, there ain't no way AI is gonna beat humans just yet, and I started crawling after this little toy, much to my parents' amazement, which you can understand. I guess I've always been a competitive person, now that I think about it. So after crawling, we eventually got to walking after not too much time because I was eager to move on. And after walking, you get to running. And running is this really epic thing that a lot of people can do really, really well, but I can't do it all. So I tried to do running, and I tried to run fast, and a lot of my friends like to play tag and stuff, but running just was never my thing, and it was something that I was downright terrible at. miles that we would have to run for school would always take me forever. No matter how hard I tried, I just couldn't do it. So for the rest of my life, I promised myself, I want to get places fast, but I won't run. Instead, I'll find a new way, a smarter way, a better way to go fast without running. And so I invented this very creative thing that no one else has ever thought of called speed walking. And you see, speed walking goes about the same speed as jogging, but the thing is, you don't lift your whole body off the ground, you just kind of go. And this pattern of just kind of going very quickly became very engraved in my life, because now all of a sudden that I had created this brilliant form that no one else has ever thought of or will ever think of again, I could get places faster and without looking like an idiot like I did when I would run. And this was great because I like to be places. I don't like to be walking forever. I enjoy walking somewhat, but at the end of the day, I want to get where I'm going. And so I very quickly learned this quick method, which was good. And, I keep going through the years and I keep putting those points in my speed walking stat. I just keep leveling up speed walking over and over and over again. And I get to the point where my speed walking is about the same speed as when I would sprint and walk a mile, which I think is pretty impressive. But I'm not going to reveal the horrible times that I did for miles, because that would be embarrassing, but you can draw your own conclusions. And so I then went through the years, and I met friends, and I did things, and it was all well and good. We would meet in classes and stuff, and it would be fun. And then one day, the day came where I was going somewhere with friends. And we weren't going in a car or anything, we were walking there. And I don't know how many of you would think of this as a problem, but it turns out that my very creative and original idea of speed walking is not something that so many people have practiced. And a lot of people, in fact, are slow walkers. They're people that just kind of linger and just go super slow, and they take forever. And if you're someone like me, you might know these people as the ones who always seem to be in front of you, or the ones who always seem to have about 5 friends who are all side by side with them for maximum effect, just to make you have a good day. But anyway, now I had some friends who were slow walkers. And while for a minute I considered making them not my friends anymore because this was horrible, I let that pass for a moment, and I turned back to my friends who were about 40 feet behind me, and I'm like, hey, how's it going over there? And they're like, can you slow down? And I'm like, no, can you speed up? And so the situation that we worked out is I would speed walk for a while, get about 20 feet from them, and then they would yell at me and tell me to stop or slow down, and I'd be like, okay, and I would stop in place and watch them walk over to me and hear the little bits of conversation. And eventually I did learn to, go and walk with them, but man, it was a painful experience. When you've gone fast your entire life and all of a sudden you have to slow back down, it was just the end of the world for me. It was absolutely horrible. I mean, I guess I got some good friends out of that, and I made some good conversation and had a good time, but come on. We were at that restaurant about 10 minutes later than we should have been, which is just a horrendous waste of time. So yeah, walking is something that we do each and every day, and something that, if you think about it, it does have a few funny aspects to it, from the way that everyone else kind of takes walking to the way you take walking to the way that, I don't know, everyone just walks different. And that's okay, I guess, because it is good to have diversity of culture, whether it be walking or anything else. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. I hope that you enjoy walking. Let me know in the comments below whether you're a slow walker, a normal walker, a speed walker, or just like a straight out runner to everywhere you go. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great day.